Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be testing out the new Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I'm so excited to try this out. We're going to be doing a review / first impression and a demo. Plus I'm going to go ahead and swatch all of these shades for you guys. We got 33 shades. I did get this PR package sent from Nars and all of the shades are in here. So I have 3 full size. One is on the table because I just used it. But we got 3 full size plus all of these samples. I was really excited to go ahead and dive in and share with you guys. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not being told to make this. This was sent to me from Nars, but I did want to go ahead and do this on my own just because I've been looking for a new foundation, to be completely honest, and I was so excited when I saw that this was coming out. So I just wanted to genuinely try it out, and you guys will see my thoughts in a little bit. So if you guys are interested on seeing the new Nars foundation, then let's go ahead and hop right on in to the demo and review. Also, a little disclaimer, I'm wearing a shirt. It is falling down. It is an off-the-shoulder top, so if it looks like I'm not wearing one throughout this video, your girl's wearing a shirt. So I definitely feel like more companies are now coming out with more shade ranges and there's a better variety for everyone out there. So I love the fact that they have 33 shades in this range. And it looks to me just like their other foundation, just in a taller bottle. And you are getting 1 fluid ounce in this container, but it is a little bit taller and it's not the frosted glass. So in my opinion, I feel like you can match yourself a little bit better just by looking at the bottle as opposed to swatching. Of course, you want to swatch when you're doing it, but if you're in the store and browsing, I feel like you can kind of see your color a little bit better because it's not the frosted glass and it doesn't have that barrier. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you a little bit of a backstory on this foundation before we go ahead and hop on into the demo. So it is saying that the staying power is enhanced with revitalizing mix of fruit extracts, which is really cool. Never really heard of anything like that. It's supposed to smooth and improve skin for optimal radiance, and the pigments fuse to your skin to get your closest match, which is really cool. So let's see if that actually does that. Again, it has 16-hour wear. That's what it claims to do. It says to shake well on the bottle before using. It has a blend of raspberry, apple, and watermelon extracts to help support skin's elastic fibers and smooth and improve skin texture. So it also says it's non-cakey and it's pretty thin, but also gives a lot of coverage. So it's gonna give a full coverage with not a thick product, if that makes sense. So it actually tells you which undertone each one has in this booklet. I'm assuming online it's gonna do the same exact thing. So here it says for the medium dark, let's just say the first one, which is Marquise, I believe. It says it's a medium dark to dark with yellow undertones. So it explains what undertone it has. I feel like there's a lot of variety between the 33 shades so everyone can get their perfect match. Now if you guys have been watching me, my shade definitely varies where I can never get a perfect match with just one foundation. So hopefully we can see that today with the results. It's gonna retail for $49. So this will be available on December 14th on Nars.com and at Nars boutiques. And then on December 26th, you'll be able to pick this up at Sephora. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop on into the demo right now. That was just a little backstory on the foundation, and we're gonna go ahead and see which shade will be best for me. I'm gonna do one side of my skin using the beauty blender and then one side of my face using a brush, and we'll see how I like it better. And I'm gonna use a primer for the entire face just because that's how I normally apply my foundations. We got the shade Barcelona, which is M4, M3.5, which is Venetu. Oh my god, I cannot pronounce that. I'm awful at pronouncing things, sorry. And then we got the shade Punjab, which is M1. So I'm going to start off with M1 because it's the lightest one that's in the range that they sent. But this is what the packaging looks like. I am obsessed with it. I think it's super sleek and it is glass, so you want to be super careful. I love the fact that it's like a taller version of their other foundations. What's really nice is it also has a pump on it, so we're not going to be pouring out the entire bottle. I'm going to go ahead and take my Smashbox primer. This is the Photo Finish primer, and I'm going to put this all over my face. I'm gonna go ahead and hide up my pores. This has silicone in it, so it's gonna go ahead and reduce the pore size, and that's mainly why I'm putting it on. I did already moisturize my skin just in case it does have like a clingy texture to it. I'm not really sure if it's gonna do that, but I wanted to obviously moisturize as well. So I'm just gonna put on the primer, mainly in the T-zone, patting in after I rubbed it on. All right, so we're gonna go in with the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is the shade Punjab M1. And like I said, you get 1 fluid ounce in here, which is pretty nice. And I just love the fact that it's clear glass. I loved the frosted glass on the other one, but I just like that this one's clear and I can actually see the foundation like a lot better. I'm gonna do 2 to 3 pumps on the back of my hand just like that. That looks like a really good color match actually. So hopefully this one matches. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my damp beauty blender. I do this side of my face using the beauty blender, this side of my face using a brush, and we'll kind of see which way you get the best coverage. Obviously with the sponge it's going to soak up more product, but I want to see how the skin looks with it. Oh wow. Okay, so that is I think great shade, wow. I also have a mirror over here, so I'm gonna be looking in this direction a lot, but I just wanted to let you guys know that. Wow, that color actually looks really great. I'm gonna go ahead and do swatches of these shades as well for you, so you guys can see the full overall coloring, especially for my skin tone if you guys have a similar skin tone to me. But I think this color goes, so we're gonna keep on rolling with it. Oh, wow. Kind of covering up my redness right away. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep applying. Oh, I like this. I'm gonna make sure to bring it down to my neck as well. And my neck and body area is always different than my face color. So right now it might look a little funky, but as I keep going, you will see it all will blend. As of right now, I don't think I have to add another color. We have to see if it oxidizes though, because if it does, then I will have to add another one to kind of match it better. That's pretty good. So that's right here, and this is with nothing. That looks pretty good. So I'm gonna use another pump on the back of this beauty blender and do the side of my forehead. Ooh, as you can see, you get a lot. So you do get a lot of color pigment with it. So that's the one side of my face using just the beauty blender. I absolutely love the way that it looks. The coverage is amazing, and it covered a lot, looking super natural. It has a very natural finish to it, pretty dewy. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side using that same shade, using a brush to see if it gives the same natural look. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the Vanity Planet face brush. This is more of that like oval brush. This is my favorite type of brush to apply foundation if it's not gonna be a beauty blender. Apply it right here. As you can see, with one swipe using a brush, you do get a lot of payoff. So you are getting a full coverage look. It does claim to not oxidize, but I think that it does with just a tiny, tiny touch. When I look at it, it just appears a little bit darker, but I totally could be thrown off with the lights and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on applying. So I do think putting it on with this brush is making it look a little bit more airbrush-like. Now, I'm not sure how another brush is going to make it look. It could make it look a little bit cakey. I like using beauty blenders and sponges just because I feel like it does take that look away. Makes it look a little bit more natural, shears it down a little bit. And of course, not everyone's about that. And if you're buying a full coverage foundation, why do you want to use a sponge to shear it down? I get that. I just like that look personally. But I do think that using this brush, you're getting that airbrushed, natural, but like porcelain look, if that makes sense. So I do think using this type of brush can benefit you, and it does look like it's going on really well, and it looks like a little bit more of a filter on your face. As opposed to this side, it just looks more natural-like, and it looks like your skin, but better. But this one, you're getting a little bit more full coverage using this type of brush. Now, I don't use brushes all that often, like I said before, but look at the blur when you do. So if you're looking for more of a full coverage, I think that you should be using a brush. I definitely think a brush would benefit you because look at the blur compared to right here and right here, if you guys are seeing that. Because if you take a look right over here at my freckles, you can see them a little bit if the camera is gonna pick it up. They're instantly gone. So I definitely think that you are getting a fuller coverage using a brush. That is my personal opinion, and you guys know I like using my sponge. So for me to say that, I do think the brush works a little bit better, but the sponge works amazing. Okay, so that is the foundation on both of the sides. So I absolutely love the color. Number one, the shade match is A+. I didn't have to use 2, which is like a big A+ in my book. The texture of the foundation is super smooth, and it has like a really nice texture to it. It doesn't feel like it's drying super quick, which is really good because you gotta work really fast if it dries quick, and I didn't notice that happening. I also don't notice it oxidizing at all right now. It looks like it's the same color from when I put it on. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the concealer under the eyes and see how that works with it. Now, I'm gonna be using the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer to put under my eyes today. If you guys have been watching, that used to be my favorite concealer. It is an amazing concealer, and I stopped using it for a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and use it in conjunction with this foundation today to see how it kind of works. To me personally, the feel and texture of this foundation reminds me of this concealer, so I don't know, I think that they kind of are like similar, which is great. So let's see how they work together. I have the shade Vanilla, which is light 2, and this one might be a little bit too light for me, so I might have to go in and add another one. We all know how that goes. But I'm gonna put a little bit right here, just like so. It kind of looks a little light. My Tarte one. I'm just gonna take that damp beauty blender and do it on both of the sides because that's how typically I put it on. And we're not really testing this concealer. I just want to see how it works with the blending. Now, I kind of steered away from using a really bright under eye. I used to really love a super light under eye, and I just thought it looked really pretty, and I don't know, I just really liked it. But honestly, I don't love it all that much anymore. I could still do it and, you know, be fine using it, but I just think that sometimes a really bright under eye can make me look even more tired than I looked before I put on the makeup. So that's just personal preference, and of course, if you like that, keep on doing it. But I have not worn it like that in a while. I can't believe that this foundation matches me this well because you guys, I never match one. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Okay, so you guys, I really like this foundation. I know I have not wore it like for a really long time yet, but I don't know, there's something about it. Go ahead and set the under eyes now with some powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and complete the rest of my face, and I'll be back with my final thoughts. So I just went ahead and applied my bronzer, highlights, a little bit of mascara, and some lip. Just did a completely natural look. I wanted to see how the foundation would react with other products on top of it, and now that it's complete, I think it looks amazing. Honestly, feels great. Like, it feels very breathable and very natural. I really don't feel like I'm wearing any foundation at all, which is amazing. I don't feel it being stiff, heavy, or anything like that. It, to me, looks really flawless. I did not use anything to reduce redness. I did not use any other primer besides that Smashbox one, and just by using this foundation alone, my color evened out like phenomenal. I'm obsessed with this foundation right now. I think it's gonna be my new go-to, and it doesn't feel like I have anything on either. Like, it still feels a little bit luminous, but I don't like pick up a lot of product when I touch, even though I didn't even like set that side of my face, you know what I mean? So final thoughts on this foundation, I think it's an A+. I'm so excited to keep using it. I honestly have not used any other Nars foundations besides the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm so excited that I got my perfect match with just using one foundation. Again, my shade is going to be the M1 Punjab. So if you guys have a similar skin tone to me, this one might be one to look at. They do have 33 shades now in the range, so there is a lot to choose from with a bunch of different undertones and ones in between. There also is no scent to this foundation, which is a plus in my opinion. I don't really love when foundations have a smell. I will still use them and still, you know, make it work if I love it, but I love the fact that this does not have a scent at all. I will let you know down below in the description, so make sure to check back if you are interested on this foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until my next one, I will catch you then. Bye! Mwah.